welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. Folks, I'm very committed to keeping the issue of childhood obesity in the forefront here at Hypnosis Health Info. And with that in mind, I wanted to share with you an article that I just read the other day, September 17th of 2012 from WebMD. The title of the article was Salt in Kids' Diets Linked to High Blood Pressure. And it says, eating a diet that's high in sodium has been linked in numerous studies to higher blood pressure in adults. Now, new research from the CDC suggests the same link in kids and teens. The investigation found that the more sodium children and teenagers ate, the higher the risk for developing high blood pressure, especially if they're overweight or obese. Average sodium intake among the children and teens was as high as that of adults. Most sodium is found in processed or packaged foods and restaurant food, not from salt. So in other words, it's not that the kids are pouring salt on their food, it's the food they're eating. The average daily intake of sodium among children and teens in the study was 3,400 milligrams, the equivalent of just under 2 teaspoons of salt. That is more than double the daily maximum of 1,500 milligrams of sodium that the American Heart Association has set as a goal for both children and adults. We clearly need to reduce sodium intake at the population level. We can do this by eating more fruits and vegetables, I would add whole grains, and less processed foods. Overweight and obese kids and teens who ate the most sodium were 3.5 times as likely to have high blood pressure as overweight and obese kids and teens who ate the least sodium. Foods that you would never think of, such as bread and mini breakfast cereals, are very high in salt. And I often will have conversations with parents about childhood obesity, and parents talk to me about, their kids will only eat chips, for breakfast, or they don't want to eat breakfast, or there's only a certain cereal they'll eat, or they just want to eat junk food. They want to go to McDonald's, they won't eat broccoli, or they won't eat lettuce, or they won't eat tomatoes, or any of those things. And so in those conversations with parents about how to bring their kids around, we talk about making it a family affair, getting the whole family involved. Starting out with a family discussion about health and the impacts of obesity and being overweight and the long-term health implications, and then start brainstorming ways of creating healthy foods in the house. Parents making it very clear that they're no longer going to be taking their kids to McDonald's, they're no longer going to be bringing in the Pop-Tarts and the kiddie sugar cereals, and they're not going to be filling the house up with potato chips and M&Ms and lots of processed foods, and that yes, meals are going to be based on vegetables, whole grains, and fruits. But to start introducing some of those foods very slowly, finding out from the family, okay, which foods do they like, and starting with those, and then adding in slowly and gradually building up from there. There's a number of websites that, and I'll put some links in my blog post too as well, for kids that create interest in healthy foods. And get the kids involved in planning the meals, get the kids involved in grocery shopping and food preparation, and make it fun. And then get out and be active with your kids. One of the problems, of course, that I talk quite a bit here about on Hypnosis Health Info when it comes to childhood obesity is all the hours that are being spent sitting, at the computer or at an iPad or video games or in front of the TV tube, about getting out and being active. I recently saw a post on Facebook that talked about, that people my age, when we grew up, the basic toy that we had was outside. We didn't have our iPhones and our iPads, and we didn't have our Xboxes and whatever the latest device is, and TV was a little black and white thing, and you had to get up and actually change the channel on, and the reception wasn't that good, and there weren't that many channels, and it just wasn't that entertaining. So we were outside playing, we were being very active. What does not work, though, with your kids is to single any one of them out and just make it about one child, make it the whole family affair, And it does not work for you to have your stash of potato chips or Snicker bars or Ben & Jerry's in the freezer or whatever and try to get your kids to eat healthy. You got to model it for them, and your kids are smart enough to figure this out, that they can see that you're not eating healthy, so eat healthy with them. And don't just send your kids out to play, go out and be with them, go out and be active, go bike riding, take them to the pool and go swimming. If you're taking them to soccer or lacrosse or whatever sports that they are involved in, if you can get them involved in sports, don't just sit there in the car. Get out and walk around the outside of the track or around the field. Let them see you being busy. Weekends, get your whole family involved and go for hikes, go backpacking, go swimming, go bike riding, go be active, go do things. And, get a family softball game going or whatever it might be, but go out and be active. Involve your whole family, model healthy eating, model being active, model exercise for your family and your children. Obesity is preventable. The diseases of obesity are preventable. And we're seeing today that childhood obesity and the diseases that are developing that once were only found in adults now are extending into adulthood. And so this is critical, this is serious. We simply cannot afford as a nation to have the high escalating healthcare costs that we have. And it's all due to lifestyle changes. We could drastically reduce our national debt. We could drastically reduce healthcare costs if we focused our eating on the vegetables, the whole grains, the fruit, and we all got out and be active. So take a look at all the tools and the resources here at Hypnosis Health Info. Check up there in the orange menu bar, check out Self-Hypnosis, take a look at weight loss, check out my website, Slender for Life. And if there's any way that I can support you, let me know. Call me at 206-903-1232 or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com. And we can set up an appointment for you here in this office in downtown Seattle in the Medical Dental Building, or over in my Bainbridge Island office. Once a month I'm over in Forks. And if you live too far away from Puget Sound, then we can set up sessions on Skype and over the phone. I have clients around the world. So let me know how to support you and support your kids, support your whole family in being healthy. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.